has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, right here on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty. Joe will be with us later on. I've got a surprise for you in the first hour when we get going here in a moment. Of course, very busy. We have afternoon baseball. We start the conference finals in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight with a game one at the Garden between the Panthers and the Rangers. We've got NBA tonight, game one in the West. We've got the golf. We got a big golf Wednesday here, as always, as we get ready for the Charles Schwab Challenge down at Colonial. Gabe will be with us in the first hour, as always. We will have Coach with the Lion's Share in hour number 2. Davis will be with us. Keith Stewart from Read the Line will conclude Golf Wednesdays with us in the final hour. But, of course, also always a part of Golf Wednesdays is the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart. And I don't just get him for our normal Golf Wednesday segment today. I have him for the whole first hour until Joe gets here. So, Cam, good to have you with me here today, buddy. How are you?
A pleasure, Carver. Always love talking golf with you. Morency's going to be fired up. I was actually happy. The LA Sparks came back for me, so WNBA money's my way. That's what we do here at SportsGrid. We do it all, Carver. No sports. We got Maryland alive in NCAA lacrosse at 14-1. Go Terps. Sussman's
Wait
Turtles.
a second here. Now, I was going to bring this up with you at some point. And at the end of this hour is when me and Cam will do the usual Golf Wednesday picks. We'll do the outrights, the top 10s and 20s, the first round leaders for the Schwab this week. But we've got some other things to do before then. And you just brought one up. I saw you tweet about this before. You were involved with the Sparks last night for some WNBA action, Cam? Tell me you've got the Europa final with Leverkusen here this afternoon as well over in Dublin. Do you have that working too?
Not yet, Carver. Working on baseball, but I did get invited to the Rangers-Celtic Scottish League Cup game this Saturday where beers will be flowing at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's what happens when you're a special club. You get those special rules where you can serve. I hope it's nice. You know, these Scots, they get a little bit angry in the morning if things aren't going well, but I am involved. I'll tell you, Cameron Brink, we were on the brink of disaster, but some nice defense down the stretch for the Sparks, and we get it done. I love the WNBA. It's actually, you know what, Carver, I'm not even going to lie. Like, taking Caitlin Clark's unders and, like, these games, like, I find the league, you know, if whatever works. That's my attitude about stuff. Like, if it's not working in a league, I'll find something. You know, golf, we always come second or, you know.
Right. Well, I found this too, Cam, and if you're going to seriously look at it every night and follow it and cap it and bet it every single day, that's the kind of league where I feel like you're going to find some edges, right? Like, I say this about, like, all those college, you know how, like, on Saturdays in December and January, there's like 600 college basketball games on a Saturday. Like, there's like 350 games that, like, nobody's paying any attention to. And you can, if you follow it close enough, you can kind of learn the angles there. And I feel like if you're in it every night, Cam, you can probably find that with some of these WNBA lines and player props too, if you actually got into it close enough.
Gabe's on top of it too. You'll talk to him about it. Like we've noticing with, like, the Las Vegas Aces, instead of being like -9, they have all the stars. You're like -14. They inflate these lines hard. Yeah. Caitlin Clark. Eventually, the books, Carver, are going to figure it out. But this is what we're here. They say it's smarter to be on SportsGrid. We try. Sometimes we have great runs, and, you know, sometimes it gets tricky, but you got to stick to what's going on. And we're due for a golf winner this week after Bryson DeChambeau. One shot short to financial freedom again. So close.
Man, we were so close with Bryson last Sunday, Cam. I wanted that badly for him. Unfortunately, the X-Man finally came through and was able to get it done. We were talking about live action. We have lots of live baseball this afternoon that we can look at. The Twins are up 2-1 now on the Nationals in D.C. They're in the top of the 8th in that one. The Mets had a 3-0 lead in Cleveland against the Guardians, looking to salvage a game there. And then Andres Gimenez, a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 6th, has tied this game at 3. And now Cleveland has the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 7th. So 3-3, bottom 7, Cleveland with a man on. The Orioles and the Cardinals, Cam, finished last night's game, which got suspended when it was tied. The Cardinals ended up winning it 3-1. They started the regularly scheduled game, and now that game's in a rain delay. So bottom fourth in St. Louis, Orioles and Cardinals having all kinds of problems getting it in. 3-0 Orioles right now. Bottom four in Houston, Angels and Astros, dead overs the last couple nights. No one scoring this afternoon on a getaway day, even with a couple gas cans on the mound. Scoreless bottom four. And the Royals and the Tigers, which of course has Skubal going today against Reagans, 2-0 Royals, top of the fourth, man on for the Tigers there. So I got a lot of day ball there for you, Cam, if you're in on any of it.
You're damn right. I took the under 7.5 with, you said it, Skubal's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Reagans is my guy. Can you believe the Royals with Cheese have won 5 games in a row and they're a 31-win team? Unbelievable stuff. We like them to be better this year, but not this good. We'll see what happens in this game. I'm a little bit worried about the total. It looks like they're getting runners on in a lot of innings, so this could be dangerous. And I don't know why I'm watching this game. It's on my regular cable. I'm watching the Angels game, and I'm like, out of all the games you picked this one, Cam, it's been a real snoozer. I'd even go live under, like there's nothing going on in this game. It stinks. Lean to the Angels if you're looking for some action.
Of course it stinks because I've got Taylor Ward to homer. I've got Alex Bregman to homer. I got a bunch of guys to homer in the game, so might as well be scoreless throughout the afternoon, Cam. Why not? So we'll keep our eyes on the baseball as well. We will get into both the NBA and the Stanley Cup playoffs from last night and for tonight. What an absolute melt job by Indiana last night at the end of that game against Boston. They should be up 1-0. Instead, they lose in overtime. Now I know we covered the game if you had the Pacers, but I had the Pacers plus 2.5 games for the series. I thought that we were going to get one there last night. Give us an opportunity. Now I feel bad about it, Cam. Like they had their chance last night. I feel like they're going to get smashed now in this series.
I don't know, Carver. I'll tell you one thing. I think we could look at this both ways. Boston's one of those teams. No lead is safe with them. They play both of these teams play stupid basketball. Like Pacers, what are you doing? You have a lead in the game. They're going down and chucking up bad threes and stuff. It's like just go inside and figure it out. You saw it, Carver. We were on air last night. I know you're probably doing the radio show. Like we all had a piece of Indiana with the spread. We're like, if this thing goes to overtime and they lose by 10, we're gonna like snap. And McKinnis, our guest, had them like plus 475, and we were all Pacers. And I like you too, man. Like I'd love to take them in this series. That was a heartbreaking loss. They could have took care of business for us last night, buddy. Then your series bet looks golden.
Lisi had him on the money line a couple ways too when he joins us later. Joe was looking for the Pacers to get it done, and unfortunately they let him down. And we will start the Eastern Conference Finals on the hockey side tonight at the Garden. MSG, Panthers, Rangers. It feels like they both haven't played in like a month, but you'll get the game one there. So we will discuss that too. Cam, I kind of like Florida in this series. I know that I've been talking how the Rangers have been pretty disrespected. They're dogs again in the series. They're the fourth choice out of the 4 teams left for the Cup. But then I thought about it a little harder, and I think Florida's going to win the series.
It's interesting, Mike. I have the Rangers to come out of the East, and I have Dallas out of the West, and I have them parlayed at 24-1. And I didn't tell you about my Leafs Dallas parlay. That one we burned early because that's what the Leafs do. They burn money. But I'm going to tell you, I like Florida too. I'm hedging out of this bet. I don't want to be in a DeChambeau situation. I need money. So I'm taking Florida too. If the Rangers win this game tonight, I'll be on Florida again. Panthers in 7. 7 claws, Carver. That's what it's going to take. Go the distance. It's going to be a great series.
I'm with you on the Stars, Cam. I need them to win it all. Stars win it all for me. That would be an outstanding outcome for all of us. It sounds
Prime Minister,
like me and you.
A lot of hate in Edmonton. Let's just say I'm not reelected in Alberta. They hate me right now.
That's,
Stars.
That's fine. We're on Dallas, Cam. Let's get it, baby. All right, so we will come back. We'll get Gabe in here later this hour. Me and Cam will do the Golf Wednesday picks for the Charles Schwab Challenge down at Colonial. They reworked the course too, Cam. But we have a couple of our favorites that we will get involved with this week. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart, the Prime Minister, in for Scotty. We're back on the grid right after this.
with the onset of NIL and the transfer portal, it is allowing players to develop further in college, and guys that would maybe be stuck on the bench at a power program and not have as much shine are having the ability to find themselves in the spotlight.
Lane Kiffin came out and said we need to get bigger and more physical in terms of the offensive defensive lines, and that's why he went out and recruited that talent.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Oh, what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later? Put a little BetMGM action on it, and now any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, you're in it every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, dribble the ball. Maybe it's not even a ball.
Who needs the ball?
Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hole, a lap.
Right from the edge of your seat.
Hit him with the promo.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Gabe Morency's with us every day on C2C. Sports Rage Late Night, weeknights at 10 p.m. East, right here on the grid. All right, Gabe, a lot to do as always. Why don't we start with the hoops? And last night, me and you were just talking about Pacer series odds and plus games and all things like that. Man, I wanted that one last night, Gabe. That's a tough one to give away at the end because they had it right in their hands. And now I don't feel as good, even with the plus 2.5 games. I'm very nervous because that's one they should have had last night.
Yeah, it always feels like if you're going to steal one when you're the underdog, that you're going to do it in game one, right? You can get it done in game one. I really do think they let them off the hook. They had a 4-point lead with under a minute left. You've got to find a way to close this game out. We know the Pacers are a good home team, but they're going to have to win at least one game on the road. I think they match up well with Boston. We talked about it yesterday. The total was almost too good to be true. It was kind of scary. It was like, wow, like really? 222? They've adjusted for game two right now. We bet, Mike, we bet the over the game. We took the Pacers plus the points, but we hit an in-game total 233.5. And I got greedy, and I took over 242.5. And that only hit because it went to overtime. So I ended up sweeping the board. I hit 3 overs and the Pacers plus the points. You can look at it like, okay, they gave Boston all that they can handle, and Boston will be better now after they were off for a couple of days since the last series. Or you could argue, listen, the Pacers are capable of beating these guys. And I think they are. I think they're going to fall just short when it's all said and done. But looking at series prices right now, guys, and I've been pretty good at putting together these series spread parlays. How about this? The Indiana Pacers plus 3.5 games. They just need to win one game. They win one game, which I think listen, Boston don't sweep people. Boston usually cough one up against bad teams in the playoffs. So the Pacers to win one game and give me 2 wins from the Mavericks. So Pacers plus 3.5, Mavericks plus 2.5, minus 164. Now, it's not plus money, but you can also attack it, the plus 2.5, take the Mavericks plus 1.5, etc., how you want to approach it. But I'm expecting a long series, Mike, in the Western Conference of the NBA. And I do expect the Pacers to get a W. I'm going to put this in. I just put it together right now, live. But I'm going to play the Pacers plus 3.5 games, Mavericks plus 2.5 games. Minus 164. If you want,
you'd even probably mix it with the hockey too, right, Gabe? If you wanted to put whether it's Panthers or Rangers.
Well, I did do that, Mike. And it's funny. You always want more, right? You've been hanging around Lisi too much. You need more. More, right?
Greed. Greed.
So put this. I posted it on Twitter too. I put a hockey parlay together. I'm sure you'll agree with this play. It's not rocket science, and I was like, wow, pretty good odds. Plus 128 odds, over 5.5 games in both hockey series.
I love it. Absolutely.
So I'd be shocked if the Rangers or Panthers won the series 4-1. And I'd be shocked if the Oilers or Stars won 4-1. We're going at least 6 or 7 in both. And it's plus money, Mike. Plus 128. Over 5.5. Yeah, I put $218. It pays back $500. I'm probably gonna do it again to get a dime back on this. But like you said, let's just put it together right now live. Let's throw the hockey in here on this and see what it turns into.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can get it for minus 165. I'm sure if you just threw one of them in there that you like, even if you throw one of those over 5.5 games
series
in
handicap,
the mix with it, you should be able to. But even if you took the dog with the plus 2.5 games, whether you want to take Edmonton with the 2.5 or the Rangers,
that's what you got to do. You take the dog plus the 2.5. So you take the Rangers because the shorter odds. The Rangers plus 2.5 is only minus 400. That's not bad actually in the big picture. And the Oilers plus 2.5. Hold on. Let's see this parlay. Oh, my God.
Well, get real greedy.
It only turns into plus 142. I had to do a double check. I'm like, what?
All right.
Pacers plus 3.5, Mavericks plus 2.5, Rangers plus 2.5, Oilers plus 2.5, plus 142.
Wow.
That seems impossible. Like, this math doesn't add up.
Yeah, that seems like it should be maybe a touch more. But like you said, they're all pretty heavy legs that you're putting in there. You know, they're all in that minus 400.
Minus 500, 400, minus 340, and minus 400. Yeah, no, we're getting greedy with the 3.5, too.
You're real great. You want to get real greedy. Cam told me before when you guys are dabbling with the LA Sparks at night in the WNBA. So you guys are getting all crazy with the WNBA late night on Sports Rage, I've heard.
Yeah, we bet on everything. We bet on everything, including the World Hockey Championship's been going on as well.
Yeah,
and some good hockey going on during the day. It's an off day today. I think they're going into the knockout stages now. Sweden are the favorites at plus 200. Canada is right behind them. I don't think Canada will win. Oftentimes, you look at these international tournaments, and Canada are always, Canada's good. Not anymore, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not easy to win these tournaments, especially when you're playing in Europe as well. Sweden are the favorites for a reason. I think it'll come down to Canada and Sweden, though. Canada does have Connor Bedard.
And now you've had all the guys go and get added, too. Like I saw Pasternak go over there after the Bruins lost. You get all the guys that go over after their team gets eliminated.
I don't understand people that don't watch this. I spoke to everyone, even our boy Cam. He's like, no, I've been watching golf and stuff. It's like, dude, it's big-time hockey.
We get caught up in the golf.
You know how big this is in Europe?
Yeah.
The World Championships?
It's huge. It's massive.
I was in Europe before, a long time ago when Eric Lindros was on Team Canada, when he held out. So he held out. He didn't go to the NHL. He played for Team Canada. And I was in Portugal, of all places, okay? Look at Portugal hockey. Dude, it was like soccer. Like, they respect it because it's world stuff. Like, it matters. Like, when people when Sweden wins the World Championship, that's like a cup to some of these guys. It matters. We're world champions.
They go nuts. We will come back. We have Game 1 Rangers-Panthers to discuss today. We're back on the grid right after this.
The Bostonian versus the book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back from Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Gabe Morency's with us, Sports Rage Late Night. Weeknights, 10 p.m. East, right here on the grid. The Europa League final is going on, as I said to Cam before, in Dublin between Atalanta and Bayern Leverkusen, who hasn't actually lost a game all year. They've had an unbelievable season, and they're in this Europa final. And they're down 1-0, Gabe. We were just talking about this during the break. And you've got some pretty good odds on Leverkusen live. They're plus 108 to lift the cup, which means they can win it in 90 or in the extra time or the kicks, plus 220 in 90 minutes. Some juicy numbers out there for a team that hasn't lost all year.
I'm clicking away right now, and it just was accepted. I took Bayern to win here, to lift the trophy, and we got plus 110 suddenly. To lift the trophy, plus 110, so we can win in any format moving forward. Dude, we're only in the 24th minute right now. It's a lot of football left in this match. And I just pulled the trigger on an under 3.5 as well. I don't think we're going to get to 4 goals. Atalanta is going to try to tighten things up as the game goes on. You know, I'm looking at a 2-1 final here, maybe 1-1. We go into extra time, maybe in the penalty kicks later, but I just played under 3.5 minus 160, and I played Leverkusen to win, lift the trophy at plus 110. Mike, let's get it.
I'm in it too. I got you too, Gabe. Lift the trophy. I played for Leverkusen. So let's go. We got a little Europa action out in Dublin for us for tonight, or this afternoon going on right now. For tonight, hockey finally starts their Final Four at the Garden. Panthers and Rangers.
Oh my
Game
God!
number 1.
You can't make this up.
They scored already.
Atlanta just scored. Atlanta
You got to be kidding me.
I just got the bet in. It's 2-0 now.
Kidding me.
God, I hate soccer betting during the day, Mike. Like, I lose money, and I'm like, I got to get this money back all the time. You can't make this up.
Come on. The second that we go, literally a second after we put it in, because I know they're ahead of me, Gabe. Like, I know the book's ahead of me. And they gave me the plus 106, and then 4 seconds later they scored.
I'm seeing it as live as possible on the game tracker. We got the bet in, Mike, and then literally like 10 seconds later,
it's 3:20
like, oh
now.
no, they're moving in. They were advancing the ball, and then they score. You know how much time this happens to me, like in hockey and stuff, or like baseball at night on Sports Rage? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'll take the Angels. Boom, like home run, right, for the other team. I never start out easy. Now I just dug myself. I put $100 on both these plays. I think I'm going to be down $200 here. Great way to start the day.
Well, the good news is we got a lot of other things. That
maybe the under 3.5 will still hit.
Yeah, you get one of them. End the game.
You won't get the other. I said 2-1. Wrong team wins. Son of a.
What do you like tonight in the Garden? You think the Rangers start this fast against Florida?
You know, this is such a tough series.
Real tough.
I've been picking the Rangers. Like before, I was like, this feels like the Rangers' year almost, actually. But now that when push comes to shove and the Panthers are here, I think you and I talked about this in the past, and I talked about this yesterday with the Oilers advancing over the Canucks. Playoff experience matters in the NHL. It does. And I'm not saying the Rangers don't have postseason experience, because they do. But the Panthers were in the Cup last year. I really give them credit because it's so hard in hockey. It's so physical, the playoffs, to play this many hockey games and not fall apart. And they did fall apart last year. By the time they got to the final, the Panthers were beaten down, right? Because they play so physical. They were worn out. They were injured. They're a lot healthier right now. And, Shesterkin, I think the Rangers have the advantage to me between the pipes. But I think the Panthers are just sort of a little bit deeper and tougher than the Rangers are. Hell of a series, but I got the Panthers advancing in the series. But with that being stated, tonight is a complete toss-up. I think we're looking at an under tonight. I'll roll the dice with the under tonight. And even though I think the T-Wolves are going to win the series, most likely, I got a hunch the Mavericks show up tonight, actually. Everybody's on this T-Wolf bandwagon so much. I could see Luka or Kyrie just going off tonight and covering the number.
I like it, too. Now, I want Dallas to win, Gabe, but I'm nervous about it. I think Minnesota's been better than them. They've been more impressive. Dallas to win Game 1, Minnesota to win the series, plus 500.
Sort of like last night. We saw the Pacers, man, bring it. Like the Mavericks are going to bring it tonight.
Gabe, we will see you tonight. Sports Rage Late Night, 10 p.m. East, right here on the grid. We're back, Ferrall, coast to coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty. We'll get Cam back for a few minutes. Joe will be here at the top of the hour on a Golf Wednesday on C2C. We're back after this.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. To your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back from Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty. Cam Stewart with me right now. Joe will be back in hour number 2. Go for the 2, Joe Lisi, as we have a lot to do. It is a Golf Wednesday. Me and Cam will do our weekly picks in the next segment. We have a few things to do before that, Cam. First of all, I don't know if you saw what just happened to me and Gabe, but I'm so annoyed right now that we got involved in this Europa championship game in Dublin with Leverkusen, and they give up a goal 4.5 seconds after we both clicked on the app to take Leverkusen to lift the cup, and now they're down 2-0. What an awful! I hate when that happens, Cam.
You know what?
I hate when that happens.
When I have the winner, it keeps spinning, and then when the bet comes in, you're done. They just seem to know.
Right. If that would have been 1-1, would have been 1-1 to tie it, it would have, like you said, it would have spin. Oh, hold up, connection issues. You're not no good. No, they got that one through pretty quick. That's for sure. We have seen some more runs being scored. By the way, Scooble gave up a homer to the Royals. In fact, he's given up a couple more runs. 4-0 Kansas City now as they go to the 6th inning there. So they have hit Scooble a little bit this afternoon, and Reagans has pitched very well. The Angels, Cam, got on the board a 2-run homer from Paris, and then the Astros just scored as we were talking. So now things starting to open up down at Minute Maid. 2-1, Angels lead the Astros, bottom 5 with 2 out there. Guardians are up 4-3 now on the Mets, bottom of the 8th. They got a man on with 1 out. Bottom 9, last licks for the Nationals, down a run to Minnesota, and they're still waiting through the raindrops in St. Louis for the Cards and the Orioles, Cam. So that's kind of where we're at with the afternoon baseball.
You know what, Carver? I'm looking at this 4-0 Kansas City, 6th inning. I'm seeing a total at 6.5. I already have the under. I might get out of this thing right now. Like, the way things are going with the bullpens, too, who knows? I've been watching this Angels game. It's been pretty bad, to be honest with you. I don't know why I keep on just watching it, but I am. I should be watching the soccer game. Maybe we can jump on together. Is there anything we can do with this Leverkusen game? You know me. I like to join any type of soccer league. Let's go. What do we got here? What do we got live?
Well, now, Cam, if you want to get in on Leverkusen to lift the cup, you get them at – actually, they just locked it, Cam, so maybe we got a little comeback started here from Leverkusen as they're in the 34th minute, waiting for them to unlock it. No, it's still 2-0. Plus 310 for them to lift the cup. So they have to win it either in regulation. Now, I mean, you got to do lift the cup because them scoring 3 goals before the 90th minute is very, very difficult to ask. The 90-minute results plus 700 for them. You got to get in on – go ahead, Cam. A little Happy Meal bet on Leverkusen to make the comeback here. Maybe it'll come through for me and Gabe.
How about a draw at plus 409 here? I'm looking at on one of my books.
Okay.
Like, I can handle that.
Yeah.
So 2-2 going into extra time here.
Yeah.
So what do you know?
You could do like what me and Joe do every day around here, Cam. You could put it with the golf. Put it with like a top 10 for Billy Horschel this week. Go ahead. Put the
We're group at the Red Lobster. Sorry, forgot. They're in receivership. I can't use that line anymore. We have a problem. So I got to put something. Is that who Joe likes this week? He's on the Billy Horschel train again?
Oh,
actually,
he's got a big Billy Horschel ticket Monday night from the radio show. He had Freddie Freeman to have 4 RBIs, Freddie Freeman to have 2 hits, over in the Dodger Diamondback game, all parlayed with Billy Horschel to finish in the top 10 this week. So he's got big.
Joe
Billy
really
Horschel
goes
ticket.
for it. He just won't accept just like a nice cut of meat.
Yeah.
He's got to he goes back to the carving station like 6 times.
Wants more.
How about a top 20?
He always wants more, Cam. That's for sure. Celtics and the Pacers. We'll do a couple things on the basketball game, and then, like I said, we were going to do the regular golf picks next segment. But I'll start this with you, Cam, and I want to get Joe's thoughts on it later, so I'll finish it with him at the top of the hour. Celtics beat the Pacers 133-128 in overtime last night. Indiana completely melted this game away. They had a 4-point lead with under a minute to go. They couldn't inbound the ball. They gave the ball. They didn't foul Brown before it. Just everything went wrong for Indiana. Here's Brown tying the game, and then Tatum taking over in the overtime on ESPN.
He gets 3. Throwing in the corner. Brown fakes, fires up the 3. Bang! Bang! Jaylen Brown knocks down the 3 to tie the game. Swings down a lane, up to Tatum. Sidestep, three-pointer, puts it up. Bang!
Yeah, Cam, that was rough, honestly. That whole sequence at the end, Indiana's got the ball up three with whatever it was. What was left? 10 seconds, right around there, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, and they inbound the ball, and it ends up going off Siakam's hands. They didn't have a challenge because they had just used it, so they couldn't even review it and see what was going on. Just a really tough way to lose a game where you're a double-digit dog, Game 1, East Finals. And I do worry, Cam, that this is going to linger for them and that not getting it done in this first game is going to have a little bit of a trickle-down effect.
They left the Celtics off the hook. And their inbounds play, Carver, after a timeout, I'm like, me, you, and Gabe could have drawn that up after 30 Guinnesses.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal. It had no chance of success. They don't value possessions. That's the whole thing we were talking about on our show last night. Like, just quickly dribbling it up, three. It almost seems lazy. Like, try to go inside a little bit more. But you know what, Carver? But they know they can hang with these guys. So let's say the Pacers aren't done yet. Boston got lucky that the Pacers screwed up in that game. If the Pacers can find a way to rebound and win the next one, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, they definitely have to do that a little bit, that's for sure. And the other thing that I will say, and we talked about this a lot yesterday, Cam, and I'm sure you guys did at night as well. These games are going to be up, and away. These games, if they've given you under 225, you got to take the over because I just think there's not going to be much defense in this. The Pacers have shown in every game with the Celtics this year that they're going to be able to score points. They did it again last night, and they're not going to stop them either. I think these games are going to get in the 230s, maybe even 240s like last night.
You're right. And the thing is, the only way it doesn't, if both teams brick three, but they take so many damn shots that it will hit the number. It's a real concern. You're right. Like, I like to take overs kind of to be the opposite of people, but you can't do it in this series. It's just, you can't. You're donating.
Cannot do it. Can't do it at all. Here is Jaylen Brown, of course. He tied the game with that three. What was he thinking? Well, what everybody should know. NBA playoff games, they are never over.
I mean, welcome to the NBA playoffs. You just got to manage your emotions of the game. Anything can happen. The game is not over until the final whistle, the final buzzer sounds. And that was a good example of that. We was able to turn them over a little bit towards the end. One with Halliburton on the sideline, and I was able to get the deflection off of Siakam that just extended the game. And it's not over till it's over. And we found a way to win this game at the very end.
Since I'll probably not get to the numbers for this game, Cam, until later when Joe's back with me, I will ask you now before we get to the golf. They have this one down for tomorrow night. I saw 8.5s. I see some 9s now, too. I don't think you're going to get the 10.5s that you saw last night anymore. But with it going down a couple, I could see a lot more people being on the Celtics tomorrow night.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm probably going to stick with the Pacers, but hopefully one of these teams gets on a run and we can middle this game because I found live betting for this game. The Celtics took a big lead. Indiana came back. Celtics took a big lead. They came back. That seems to be the recipe in this series for me. The Celtics pull away, but Indiana can get back in any type of game with their style.
Cam, that is a great point. The swings between these two because of how fast the pace is and how much they score. You're going to probably get some opportunities to double dip on both sides at some point throughout these games. And you saw it. I don't know what if anybody saw what the number was for Boston, Cam, when they were inbounding the ball to Brown there with 10 seconds left. I'm sure somebody had some money lines up there for them. Or shall I say even before Siakam lost that ball, when it was a 3-point game and Indiana had the ball, that money line must have been heavy for Boston. All right, we will come back, Cam. Golf Wednesdays on Coast to Coast, the Charles Schwab Challenge, as me and Cam do every week. Outrights, finishing positions, first-round leaders. We'll do it all next on the grid.
The Bostonian versus the book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round. Yeah. It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Of course, BetMGM has you set up a first bet offer of $1,500. What do we got to do? Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your newly created BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. If the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once the initial wager is settled. There it is, BetMGM's first bet offer, $1,500. Okay, the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, is with me here in the first hour today. He's always with me every Wednesday for Golf Wednesdays on C2C. And this week, Cam, we head to Fort Worth at Colonial for the Charles Schwab Challenge. Before we get there, me and you haven't really gotten to talk about this real quick. We spent a lot of time bashing Xander, that he never gets it done. Xander never finishes. Rory beat him over the head the week before at Wells Fargo. He's won events, but never really the big, prestigious events. He had not been able, especially majors, close the deal. I will give him tons of credit, Cam. I don't like the guy. I don't like betting on the guy. He had the lead the entire PGA Championship, and it got smaller as the days went on, but he was able to close the door, including with that pressure putt on 18.
It's interesting, Carver. Like, I was even talking about this, my girlfriend, because we were betting golf together. She goes, I'm starting to like Xander a lot more. I found, like, even his sound bites, he seemed, like, more confident, happy, not as whiny. You know, him and Cantlay can sometimes, after a while, it's like, just go play golf. And he had a better attitude this week. And you're right, he does deserve credit. It's hard to close out a tournament, a major, especially when you got DeChambeau from Live breathing down your neck, but he got it done. And I'll tell you, this is what Scheffler used to be like. Second, third, whatever, and then he opened up the door. I'm not saying Xander Schauffele is going to be a Scotty Scheffler, but once you get that monkey off your back, things can be very good for him in the future.
Very good indeed, and I'm glad that he beat Cantlay to the major as well. I know that him and Cantlay are buddies, and they're always, kind of tied together, but I'm glad that he got one before him because, I can't stand Cantlay, that's for sure. We head now to Fort Worth, Cam, and speaking of Scotty Scheffler, who you were just talking about, we have him in the field this week. Now, we know it was a very bizarre weekend for Scheffler at the PGA Championship at Valhalla between the incident on Friday morning, didn't have the caddy on Saturday, played probably his worst round in, a long time on Saturday there at Valhalla, finished strong, and it's amazing you still look up and the guy finished in the top 10 last week. It's amazing. I don't know. don't know how he pulls it off every week, Cam. But here's the problem this week, as he's at a place that he's finished in the top 5 the last 2 years, lost in a playoff 2 years ago to Mr. Burns, if you remember that, when he missed. Remember, Cam, isn't that the one, Cam, where he missed the putt that was about this far? And he almost seemed like he was throwing it.
Yes,
Burns.
I remember. yes. I think we were on Scheffler. I don't know. He was like 2-1.
We were upset.
Yeah,
we were upset. Yeah. He is plus 260 pre-tournament to win, and I'll go through the rest of the chalk in a moment. But let's just start here, Cam. I cannot, under good conscience, I don't care how great he is. I don't care if the field is suspect. I can't bet a guy at plus 260 before the tournament starts. I just can't do it.
I agree. And some people will say, well, he could win the tournament, and I have a winning ticket at the end. But I'm like you. I think we need a little bit more. But to back up your point, unless he's probably in the top 5 after round 1, you'll get a 275. Like, you know what I mean? Say he shoots 3 under, the leader 7 under. Like, you'll get a 4 plus 450. Like, you know what I mean? He literally has to be on page 1 to get that number. So you don't need to take it now. I will talk about, we'll do our picks a little bit later, but I think playing the top 5 market with Scheffler and even laying juice like a baseball game at one of my books under 40 cents seems to be the prudent play, because he might not win the tournament, but I can tell you he's probably going to finish in the top 5 or 10. The top 10 juice is too much, Carver, but that's the way I think we can attack this thing. Or you could do a parlay with something with all those big things that you and Gabe like to do. Yeah, build a tower. Your bungalow into a tower. Yeah.
Sometimes it's even hard to build a tower with a guy who's plus 260. That's even hard to build a tower with sometimes with that. Here's who else is here this weekend. We do have a couple big names, and then the rest pretty middle tier. Morikawa is here after a Sunday at the PGA where he couldn't putt just anything. He just parred almost every single hole. He's 12-1. Homa is here at 20-1. He's finished in the top 10 the last couple years. Jordan Spieth is here this week, of course, because they're in Texas. Finau, who played pretty well this year, is here. Harry English with a top 10 finish at the PGA. Brian Harmon, Siwoo Kim, Hoagie Sandwich, Sepp Straka, Keegan Bradley. We do have a pretty decent field. Justin Rose, who played well last week, is in the field at 60-1. So we have some pretty good names, Cam, for a non-elevated event the week after a major.
I think it's a great tournament. I've always loved Colonial. I think it's a tournament that brings a lot of guys into the mix. It's not too long. It's a par 70. That's the whole thing. It's good. It evens the playing field, and that's what we like. I'll tell you, Carver, though, out of the chalk, I really think Morikawa's found something. That putter went ice cold, as you talked about. His iron game and tee game has been absolutely fantastic. If he keeps it, rolls a couple in, he could be there at the end of things. I'm a big fan of Morikawa. And Spieth, the Texas Longhorn, I expect big things.
You can play Morikawa without Scheffler at 9-1 if you'd like to cut Scheffler out of the mix and play. I mean, there is a without Scotty Scheffler market at most books, I would assume, for this week. At least a couple that I'm looking at, Cam, do offer that market without. Obviously, you're going to take a couple bucks off the number, but you won't have to deal with Scotty potentially ruining your Sunday as he likes to do. To a lot of people. So we will come back, Cam, and we will lay it all on the line, as usual. The outrights, the top 10s, 20s, 30s. I think you got a 5 in there this week as well. Yeah. And the first-round leader bombs. And I'll tell you, I got kind of a new way I'm looking at first-round leaders, Cam. Like 90% of my plays are guys who go out early in the morning. It just seems like the guys that go out early in the morning, those are the guys that are setting the pace. They're putting the low scores out there. And that's where I am going to be looking for my board this week. We'll come back and do it all. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam for Scotty. We're back on the grid right after this.
The Bostonian versus the book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round. Yeah. It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back from Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. All right, Cam, let's do it. The Colonial this weekend, the Charles Schwab Challenge, PGA Golf Wednesdays here on C2C. I will start with the outrights, Cam. Let's go. Max Homa, I think good bounce back here for him. I don't like the way he played Saturday and Sunday at the PGA, but has some very good history here at Colonial, 22-1. He's one of the chalkier guys at the top. I'm with him. Tom Hoagie Sandwich. It pains me to do it, Cam, because of what this guy did to us at the RBC. But the numbers and the charts and graphs say that this is going to be a great spot for Hoagie here this weekend. I'm going back to Sepp Straka after he let me down last week at 45-1. How about Taylor Moore this week, Cam? I was reading this morning, actually, in Keith Stewart's newsletter. 18 straight cuts he has made since last year, and he finished 12th last week, playing well. Lee Hodges has been playing some good golf, 90-1 for him. And the big bomb, the Todd father. At 120-1. 2 top 10s here in the last 3 years. He likes the course, Cam.
It's not long, and that's where Todd can't win at a big course, Carver. I love your picks. I might add Homa for a top 10 as well. I got a 5-pack because I got 2 chalk plays. I got a boost with Morikawa, 15. I like Spieth, the rebound in Texas at 22. It's a little bit of a leap of faith, but his number's good. The little lefty that could, as you call him, Harmon. Perfect type of game for this course, 40-1. I'm going back to the poisonous hoagie sandwich. It has rancid mayo on it, but you know what? I still eat it because, it looks so damn good. And Shank, be good to me. Don't shank it off the tee, pal. Just do your thing at 80-1. Let's go.
Here's the finishing placements for me. Harry English has been playing some good golf. Top 10 at plus 280 for me. Billy Horschel. Family play for me and Joe this week. We're both very invested. Plus 400 for Billy Ho, who's been on fire. Aaron Rye, a top 20 at plus 190. Keegan Bradley, a top 20 at plus 190. Ryan Crazy Like a Fox, plus $110 for a T40. And the little Argentinian with a big heart, Emiliano Grillo, the defending champion, Cam, for a top 40 at plus 125. He's been awful, but maybe we can get him inside the top 40.
He's streaky. No respect for him. Let's go. I'm going to lay 35 cents. This is not what we do, but with Scheffler, I will. He could top 5. I got to do it. It's like betting a baseball or a hockey game. Morikawa, top 10. He's hot, plus 150. Spieth, all my guys I'm playing him. Plus 230 is a great number. Harmon for a top 20. You're going to give me plus 160. I love the sandwich of Hoagie at plus 190. And Ryan Ginger, that's the drink of choice right now. Top 30. I'll play it safe with plus 120.
First round leader bombs for the Charles Schwab. I told you before the break, Cam, 90% or more of mine. I'm going early. All these guys teeing off in the morning when the course is nice and ready for scoring. Aaron Rye at 55-1. Killer Keith Mitchell at 60-1 this week. Cam Davis at 70-1. There he is, Bo Hostler at 75-1. Double L Luke List at 100. Hello, Higo, 110-1. And CT Pots and Pans at 120-1. Let's find some birdie, CT.
I got to tell you, Luke listed 100-1. That kind of that's a great number for a guy
that's
Thursday
warrior, Cam.
No, dude, that guy comes out hot, and you want to take a guy that can go low. And Luke List has the game. He has power too. So if he's straight, let's go. So Carver, I've been hit these 2 weeks in a row. You've been better with the picks outright. The first round leaders have really come through for me, and I'm going with Morikawa. That's the thing. In the chalk, you get a better number. 25-1 for a first-round leader is good enough for me. I know we want more, but I don't care. I want a winning ticket. Harris English has been playing great golf. You called it. This guy's been fantastic. Ryan Ginger at 60. Captain Kirk, another straight ball hitter at 60-1. I'm with you with the Haas. University of Texas, Bo Hostler home game. And Patrick Rogers, this guy loves early good starts. He'll get out there and shoot a low number, and who knows what's going to happen on the weekend. Usually bad things. 100-1.
100-1 for that, Cam. Let's get it done this week. Get ourselves back on the road as we got the U.S. Open coming up in a few weeks at Pinehurst.
Maybe Open. My championship.
Oh, that's next weekend, right, Cam?
Yes,
we have a Canadian next week.
Yeah,
and
Mayo called me.
I was reading today. The place they're playing this year, they're going to chew it up. Where are they playing at? Where are they
Hamilton
playing this
Golf.
year?
I think it's Hamilton Golf and Country Club. It's a beautiful course, though. It's tree line, but if they don't make it hard, you're right. But it is a beautiful course. Jim Furyk absolutely shredded this course when he played here before. People love it, though. It's a really nice one.
Next week on Golf Wednesday, Cam, a lot of Canadians on the card, baby. We'll be loaded with Canadians for the Canadian Open. Is Rory playing? He usually plays that Canadian Open.
He does.
Every single.
We might be able to fade him. The fairways are going to be tough, but it's going to be pretty easy. You're right.
Cam, let's cash some tickets this weekend. I will see you next week once again, of course, for Golf Wednesday. Thanks for spending the entire hour. Cam Stewart, the Prime Minister, Ferrall Coast to Coast, hour number 2. Go for the twos in the house. We're back after this.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.